This is Multiplaying, episode 24, recorded on Friday, February 19th, 2010.
Everybody online, looking good.
A companion podcast to the collaborative blog and gaming community that's playing as life allows. This is Multiplaying.
Well, let's start the insanity.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello?
Great heavens! What kind of radio show is this?
I killed Moose!
I'm leaving that in. I killed moose and squirrel.
He was all cocky, like being a moose.
Go for the eyes, Boo! Go for the eyes!
Oh my god.
You know, moosey.
I showed that Moose what's up.
Yeah, thinks he's better than you.
I know.
He's got antlers.
I'm like, whatever, dude. I got horns on my helmet.
I got those from a moose.
Yeah.
From your
That was
sister.
your cousin.
That's your you like that? That was your mother.
Yeah. Yeah, that was your mom.
Moose rape is funny.
What?
Oh, I thought you were talking about raping a moose.
No?
Oh, well, it is funny.
Excuse me, it is hilarious. Though, yeah.
Yeah. It's still
Our thoughts
awesome.
and prayers are with that moose's sister.
Well, whatever. This is Multiplaying, yet again. Tonight we have with us Jason,
Now how's it going?
John,
What's up?
Steve,
What's up?
and I'm Shannon. What you been currently doing? What are you drinking tonight? And what you been playing lately, Jason?
Drinking a little bit of whiskey and Code Red Mountain Dew, I believe it is.
Classy.
Yeah, I'm doing it up.
Mixed with pain medicine.
Yeah, I've been sick, so this is like the one drink I'm having, and then I'll probably fall asleep. So you'll probably hear my face with the keys during the podcast. That'll be my contribution. And I've been playing, what have I been playing? I've been playing some Global Agenda. I switched to robotics to see what it's like. I was leveling up on medic, and robotics been fun. Difference. I'm not sure which one I'm going to go for my main. I got to play the robotics a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't know. I was rolling one the other night with you.
Yeah, it's fun. I love the engineer from TF2, so
Yeah.
it's got that on it.
It's a lot more tactical than the assault, I gotta say.
Yeah, you got to pick your spots very carefully, and you have to be. What I've seen a lot of robotics getting frustrated is you have to be okay with not being able to go toe to toe with another class if you don't have all your shit up. I mean, if they catch you with your pants down, it's not going to be good.
There's a lot more cursing with that class. With the assault, if I get killed, I kind of just kind of go, and then I go back into it when I'm like in the middle of building shit up, and then I get killed or whatever. It's just there's a lot of cursing and spitting at the monitor.
Yeah, it's very frustrating, like when you have the turret half up and they blow it up and all that. Yeah, it sucks. Or when you throw up your shield like we did during that payload and the shield is gone in a second and a half.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we're gonna push this thing forward. I threw the shield down, and it was like, all right, push. It's gone. Fuck.
I swear, guys, I put it up. I don't know.
Was there a minute ago?
You saw it. And so I've been playing that. I've been playing some Allods, which is fun. Probably talk more about that later. And I've also been playing some Darkfall.
Ha-ha.
Yeah.
There it is.
I picked that up on Sunday. Just Coolit was talking about it and reading up on some of the stuff. And what got me, okay, here's what really made me look at this game and say, was how many sides are there? Anyone have a guess?
Well, I know, but...
A
3?
bajillion.
There's 3. Yes.
He loves the 3.
I love the PvP with 3 factions, and
really kind of is a magical number for PvP.
it is.
And size.
Yeah. The other thing that I really liked as I read more about it, because all I heard about that game was everyone will kill you everywhere, you get PK'd all the time, was looking into reading up on the systems that kind of keep that in check. There are some serious repercussions if you're going to be a complete dick, if you're going to kill everybody. Like, if you're in your faction, if they kill you, it will really tie into their ability to go into cities to sell. Basically, they paint it in the boards. Like, if you're going to be that person, you're not going to really be able to trade or sell with much of anybody, because as soon as you walk up to certain cities, they're going to kill you. So I'm playing that, and I'm only like 3 or 4 hours in, and it's enjoyable. I don't know I'm still in the newbie area, so I don't know what it's going to be like long term.
Right.
You know,
I mean, does it? I mean, like, again, you just started playing it, but I mean, does it seem like it's going to be a huge time investment? Because, like we were talking before the podcast, that's always been my thing with it. It looks like something I would enjoy, but it also looks like something it would have to be your main thing.
You know, I really don't know. I tend to think it's not going to be that bad just because of there are no levels per se, actual character levels. You can
Right.
level up different abilities, and like I was just working on my magic, but people will be able to do things better than you, but it's not like you're level 40 and you're level 10 and you have to grind all that to get there. So I don't know how feasible it is that I will be able to go and do some meaningful PvP relatively soon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in a clan yet. I'm just kind of soloing and goofing around. So I don't know. But the fact that I can go out and you get a little message like, oh, you leveled up your archery, you leveled up, whatever. It seems really cool. And it kind of seems like you can play for 15 minutes and I can level up my magic a few times because I'm still early. And I feel like I got something out of it.
Right.
The lands are absolutely huge, and some of the recommendations I saw from developers are, hey, if you don't want to worry about people killing you, you can probably go find an area and stay there a long time, and probably no one will run into you, but that'll probably take you time to get there. I don't know how all the magic travel works. And here's one of the crazy things. You have a port spell that will take you back, and I believe it's a 1.5-minute cast time. So like
Holy shit.
yeah, like you can't use it to get out of a situation quickly.
Yeah, you really got to be safe.
Like,
I'm
I
gonna
want to
click
go
on
there.
this. I'm gonna click on this. I'm gonna make a sandwich. I'll be right back.
Yeah, it's like exactly what I do. I'm gonna AFK and I'm gonna go take a dump and I'll be back. But I mean, I guess
it'll be long teleported by the time you get back.
I'll have AFK'd out of game by then. But I guess that's part of it. I mean, it's gonna take you a while to do things, but I don't know. Overall, I would say it reminds me a lot of some of the Elder Scrolls games, just the combat system. It's, you have to aim things up. You have to actively melee or queue up spells. It's definitely different.
I was going to ask, is it like core game principles? Is it a lot like UO, you think?
I never played UO,
Oh,
but
really?
I know
Okay.
John
I
was
can
saying.
tell you that it is pretty much. UO was pretty much the same rules. Open PvP, but with the reputation, it's it follows you. People will know if you're a PK. If you're a player
name?
killer. Yeah, that kind of thing. It would be like people
It's
will
UO!
know if you're a dick. Well, that was like I was reading articles and it was like basically the people who made this game, it was just a bunch of dudes that were like big UO fans, and they were like, you know what? We want to make UO, but for this generation now, and that's pretty much what they did. I only just started today, and I'm not as far as Jason is per se, but we were fighting in the same camp and stuff, even though he's been leveling his shit, so I can see what he meant by there's no levels, it's just your skill. And you can't only make just one character as Jason originally thought, but you really only need to make one character, if that makes any sense.
Because you can do everything on one character.
Gotcha.
Right, since you can level, let's just say first you're like, all right, I'm going to be an archer. And you could be an archer. You just pick up a bow, just go do it, and then you're an archer. But as you finish up your archery skill, if you max it out, then you're like, you know what? I want to be an archer with fireballs. And then you just pick up a staff and start shooting fireballs or whatever, and then you can actually have all those skills, over the course of time, you can have all those skills maxed out. It reminds me of EVE Online in a way, the way they did their skills, where you can have any skill you want maxed out. It just takes time to do it. And you can be well-rounded or you can be specialized or whatever. You just do what you want. It's pretty cool. I don't know how other people's machines are. I haven't really seen large combat myself, but when I crank the graphics up, it is a beautiful game.
Yeah, it does. There's at times it looks really good. At times it looks okay. And there's this weird, I was talking to John, there's this weird kind of black outline to certain things that at times when you look at it, almost looks cel-shaded. It's really, really odd, but it does overall, I think it's not a, I wouldn't say it's a great looking game, but it's good to look at overall.
Not really
Yeah.
selling it.
Well, it's like, it's not going to be like...
Is it better
like,
looking than Fallen Earth?
I think so. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it is. It's not like, when you look at Mass Effect 2 or even Oblivion or Crysis, it's not like a powerhouse, graphics engine. It's efficient, like Dark Age of Camelot was, or even still is, I guess you could say.
What you been playing, John?
Besides,
a smidge of GA. Still playing Star Trek Online. Really enjoying that, as you guys already know. Started Darkfall today. I quit Allods. I just can't stomach it. That's pretty. Oh, I've been playing a lot of BioShock 2 and Alien vs Predator.
Oh, you suck.
And
BioShock 2,
I will tell you, BioShock 2 is fun. It's pretty much like BioShock 1, but upgraded.
Yeah.
Which is it's not a bad thing because BioShock was a good game.
Right.
But Alien vs Predator is what really stands out to me this week. I don't know how many fans there are anymore of Aliens, Predator, or Alien vs Predator, if you've read the books or anything like that, or played the previous games, or just a fan of the movies. But, you're watching Alien or Aliens, and, like, that essence of you don't know really where the aliens are just because it's dark and they're, blending in against the... with no light and shit. It's just like they're coming through the vents, they're scratching through, the motion sensors are going off, but you really don't know where they are.
Right.
They really capture the essence of the movie, of that feeling in the game, in the Marine campaign. It is quite freaky, and it's excellent. Like, as the Marine, you're walking through an area and you just hear that signature, of the motion sensor going off, where you're just like, hey, there's nothing around me, and all of a sudden you hear ring, 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 and you're just like, oh shit, there's something there. And you don't know if it's maybe just a rat, or if it's an alien, or if it's someone else, like, that you were trying to get to, and then you hear the scratching in the vents, or they'll, like, start punching holes through the vent. It's crazy. Like, I opened a door in the game, and there was an alien in my face, and it just head bit me. And I'm just like,
was
wow.
it just like, hi?
Yeah, it was pretty much like I opened the door and the alien just finishing moved me or whatever. It just jumped on my shoulders and did the head bite, and I was dead. And I was like, what the fuck?
Was it like the aliens in Family Guy? It was like, hey, I'm going to eat you.
Oh no!
You think you can just run off? You crazy.
But as I found out after dying to that stupid alien once or twice, there's counters to the finishing moves, because in the game there's finishing moves where if the Marine, the aliens, and the Predators, which you can play all three campaigns, and in multiplayer you can play all three of those. There's finishing moves that you press a certain button or whatever, and you do attempt to do a finishing move. It's just an instant kill. However, there's counters, and the counter is also an instant kill. So if you can pull off the counter, you instantly kill the person trying to instant kill you, or whatever, if that makes any sense.
Right.
So if the alien jumps on your shoulders and tries to headbutt you, you're either able to just move just in time, or just punch it in the face, or and the finishing move is randomized. I think there's a collection of four of each finishing move and each counter for each race. So it ends up being pretty varied. The combinations end up meshing pretty well, and it's pretty cool. And the Predator, by the way, he does that one signature, uppercut with the claws and pulling up the skull with the spine connected.
Yeah, I saw that on a video.
It's I will tell you that the game is pretty gory. If you're not into the gore, you probably shouldn't play it, because when you're playing as the alien through the campaign, you're impaling people and ripping their arms off, and it's not hokey like a Bloodfest movie, but it's done so that it's almost realistic as to what just a visceral animal or alien would do, just because it's just a primal beast. You know what I mean?
Who's going to be the jagoff that plays in? It's like, this is too gory for me.
Oh man, I didn't expect
for my
that.
aliens versus Predator apes.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like,
Excuse
you're
me.
playing the alien thing. If you do a stealth kill, you literally come up behind them, and your tail, you impale them from behind, and you lift them up. It's very well done. It's very cinematic game too. It's a lot of fun.
And you're playing the Predator. Are you actually playing Jean-Claude Van Damme in the Predator suit?
Yes, actually, he does have those catchy one-liners.
Did you guys know that he played the Predator?
I did not know that.
I
did not know that.
actually.
Now you do.
That is a lot of useless information right there.
That's what I do.
Actually,
I don't know CPR because I remember that.
There you go. There you go.
there's an interesting strategy, by the way, with the Predator, where because they have the cloak and all that stuff with the vision.
Cover yourself in mud.
Yeah, no, not against the Predator. When you're playing as the Predator, There's an interesting thing that caught my eye was when you're playing as a predator, you gain honor. Has more to do with the story, where their honor and the kills only counts in melee combat and hand-to-hand combat and with traps. If you do it with a plasma rifle or a EMP blast or whatever, it doesn't count. It actually dishonors you. So like when you start doing kills with all that stuff, the council basically tells you like, hey, you're disobeying us and all that stuff. It's pretty cool.
Is Danny Glover in it?
I do not think so.
If he was, he would be too old for that shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but anyway, it's overall it just captures the essence of the movies. And
See,
on a side note, Predators, because supposedly the movie Predators is coming out this year later.
Yeah, Robert Rodriguez redoing it, isn't he?
I have no idea. It's
Yeah, I
it's
think
based. The movie is based on the Predator homeworld and expands their story more. I'm kind of excited about that. But you were going to say, Steve?
Oh no, I played the multiplayer demo of it.
The multiplayer demo, I don't think did the game justice because it threw you in, didn't tell you how to do anything.
Well,
And,
it definitely didn't sell me the game because that sucked.
Yeah.
I hated it. I thought it was like, I don't know. It felt like it should have came out 5 years ago.
The multiplayer demo was pretty much like the 2000 release with a reskinned or re-rendered graphics.
That's kind of what I got out of it. I was very unimpressed with it, but there was some cool stuff like, I don't know, like it's going to kind of what you said. It kind of captured some of that movie essence, still because of just the ambiance of everything, but just I don't know, just the way it felt, and I don't know, it was like seeing like somebody do a finishing move on somebody, and then right behind them was somebody else attacking them, and it was just kind of bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, the multiplayer is just, deathmatch with, all that stuff.
Right.
When you're playing the actual campaign, that to me is so much
More
so
cinematic.
much fun. Yeah, it's so much more of the game. The thing is, the multiplayer demo, there was people that were still playing AVP 2000, like the 2000 year
Yeah.
release. I mean, they still just play it hardcore because it's sort of like what you look at StarCraft, where it's like, oh, it's the perfectly balanced RTS. In a way, AVP was like a perfectly balanced three-sided FPS, if that makes any
There
sense.
you go,
Like,
Jason. 3 sides.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's true.
Was that all you've been playing, John?
Yeah, play a lot of shit.
Really briefly, did any of you, I know, John, you did. Steve, did you play the Heavy Rain demo?
No, I have no interest in it.
It's
Jason,
pretty cool.
how'd you like it?
I thought it was awesome. It totally
Steve,
reminded
I'm
me kind of an 80s adventure.
Yeah,
point and
I'm
click
surprised
type
you're
of game.
not interested, Steve.
It looks very depressing.
Yeah.
It seems kind of somber.
Looks like it makes me want to hug my child and then go kill myself.
Why?
Well, the
I
demo,
feel
The
that.
kid dies, and it's just
Yeah.
from that point on, it's
I
nothing
understand.
but depressing surroundings.
That's not entertainment for me. Yeah.
No.
well, the
It's just-
demo didn't have anything to do with the kid, really. The demo had 2 scenarios that was completely different. So,
Right.
I mean, I totally know what you're saying, but it totally reminded me of an 80s point-and-click adventure with awesome graphics and
Yeah,
Right.
and
And I'm
it's
not
like the
saying-
murder mystery story, and oh, it's so good.
And I'm not saying that couldn't be cool as hell, and I'm sure that it is cool as hell, but knowing that what is in that game and knowing of what kind of game it is, I just think that is not exactly what Shannon said. That's not gaming entertainment to me. That's not what I want to sit and put myself through.
I look at it like you would go watch the movie.
I would.
Why would
I
you
look
play
at
the
it
game?
like that
You know what
is
I mean?
your guys' notebook. You know, like how girls watch those stupid, sappy romances that just make them cry and feel miserable. That's what this is for you guys. I'm not into that either gender. I'm not just into that at all.
she just wants stuff blowing up and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things are
Yeah.
exploded.
But seriously though, like okay, let me tell you this though, Steve. Before I played the game, first of all, I didn't know anything about it. I don't know that people die and stuff like that. I was just reading articles about how, like, if one of the characters that you're playing, if they do die, the story continues on without that character. I don't know if
Right.
you knew that, Jason.
Yeah.
But that's pretty awesome. But I was like looking at it and I'm like, wow, that's just too much. I just probably wouldn't. I just don't see myself playing it. And I was at GameStop and they're like, Heavy Rain demo, you want to try it? It's really cool, whatever. I was like, eh. And he was like, nah, just give it like 10 minutes. And I was like, all right, fine. So I did it and whatever. And I'm playing it. And as I'm playing it, I'm liking it more and more. And by the
Yeah.
time I finished the demo, I was like, wow, I'm buying that game. I was
That's
like,
exactly
That wasn't a hard sell though.
No.
That's exactly. Well, I didn't really have
no.
a ton of interest in it either.
That's not
I
my
downloaded
point.
the demo.
They-
I know what I know what your point is.
They went up to Paz and they're like, "It's for sale."
The game.
I don't know why I'm on this podcast.
This costs money.
You know, the coolest thing about the demo that that really started to get me is I'm assuming, Paz, it was the same demo you played, is the fight sequence in the apartment.
Oh, that was my favorite part.
It's a quick time event, but it doesn't stop. Like, you don't mess up. It doesn't reset. So it seems
Right.
like an actual fight where you're messing up and the guy's messing up, and eventually one of you wins, and the game
Right.
continues. It doesn't just do game over. It was
Right, like when people explain it as a very long QuickTime event, it's true to a certain degree, except that if you miss the QuickTime event, you don't just reset back to where it's like, okay, try again. It just keeps going, and if you miss it, you either get hurt, punched, die, shot, whatever. It just keeps going, and it's like, it's just like, you missed it, too bad. Try, just try to continue on without it. It's pretty cool.
Oh, sounds awesome.
Yeah, like I would recommend, Steve, just try the demo. If you don't like it, that's fine. But
That'd
just
be
try the
fantastic.
I'll do it and I'll report back next week.
there
Yeah.
you go.
I mean, if you hate it, that's cool.
Ah.
But, just gotta try it.
Well, and the controls take a little bit of getting used to, but
Oh, yeah.
towards the
Yeah.
end of it, I totally got it.
Yeah, the controls were a little wonky, but as soon as you figured out, like, okay, this is how it goes. All right, cool. I like the thought, the thought.
Where you bring up their
what they're
the
thinking,
options,
and it says
yeah,
it
that's
narrates it out loud. That's really cool.
So what you been playing, Steve?
Actually, just probably old news by this point, but last night I downloaded the demo of Trash Panic on the PS3.
Oh yeah, I have that.
And I'd never played it before. I saw it on there a long time ago. I heard some positive and negative things about it, but wanted to try it out. My daughter was wanting me to play some games, and I really didn't feel like playing Mario anymore, so I downloaded that and tried it out. And she was enjoying watching me screw up royally, but it was actually really fun. I enjoyed the hell out of it, so I went ahead and spent the $5 and bought the full version. And actually, before I got on the podcast, I was out there playing it some more. It's like, I don't know, it's pretty addictive. Like, I got stuck, I don't remember if it was stage 2 or 3, but I was having a heck of a time getting through it. And it's like one of those Tetris style games, I guess for anybody that has not played it, or ever heard of it, it is, imagine like a Tetris board, but it's actually a trash can. And all the items that you're basically throwing trash away into the trash can that are of different weights and properties, and as you throw them down, it uses the Havoc engine to kind of like decide what's going to break and how it's going to break. You can rotate the pieces, which sometimes matters, sometimes doesn't really, but you want to try to crush as much stuff and get it as compact into the trash can as you can, because you have a set number of things that you are trying to get in that trash can. The extra added things that you can do is like occasionally they'll have like a torch come in, and when you have so much stuff in there, you can throw the torch in there and see how much of that stuff you can light on fire, which will clear up more space, of course. And then there's other things that will come that are more like precious items, and I cannot even remember what the name of them are. It sounds very Japanese. But if you drop those in there and break them, then it'll like throw something into an uproar and then drop like 1,000 random things at you, and it'll totally screw you up. But if you can drop them in there carefully, then these little black creatures will actually walk over and grab them out of the trash can and take them away to safety. But no, it's a really good game. Very addictive. But other than that, I actually bought an iPhone game, which I never buy any iPhone games. I'm typically, the demos to me are typically sufficient. But I picked up 2360, the Battle for Cydonia, or Cydonia, I'm not sure how you say it, but again, tried the demo first and really, really enjoyed it, so I went ahead and spent the $1 for it. I'm spending tons of dollars.
Ooh.
I'm spending tons of money this week. But it is a top-down, I guess you can probably call it a top-down shooter, but it is like fully top-down. It's not like any like isometric view or anything. You're basically looking down at your mech If you've ever played Flight Control, that's basically how you control the mech. You can touch on the mech and drag a line of any sort, and that will be the the path that he takes. And while your mech is taking that path, you can click on up to 2 areas on the screen to fire at enemies, and you get different weapons. You get machine guns. You get I think you get lasers later on, but you can get rocket launchers. You can upgrade the actual walking speed of the mech, the armor, etc., etc. But it's really cool. Just the graphics are pretty good. It's all 2D sprites, but they're actually very fluid. Just it's a very easy pick up and play game. I think the thing that sold me on it was how easy it is to pick up and play. If you're in any point in the game and you need to jump off, if you click the home button or whatever on your iPhone or iPod or turn it off, it will actually it'll save the game right there.
That's always key in those type of games,
Yeah.
iPhone games.
So when you go back into the game and start up and hit resume, it goes right back to where you were. I think I'm only on like level 5. The levels are actually kind of lengthy. There's a lot of walking around. I'm trying to actually increase my mech's walk speed because it takes a while to get from one point of the map to the other, but it's definitely cool. Check it out. Check out the demo that's out there. And other than that, all odds.
Allods.
All
I've
odds.
been loving Allods. So
And yeah, oddly it's very odd that I have been.
yeah. Yeah, the one day you said, yeah, I probably won't be playing this maybe once a week, and then like the next day you're like, I can't wait to play.
Well, yeah, because
I'm gonna leave work early.
I did.
You left work.
I was like, I'm still digging the hell out of Global Agenda, but I think I threw up a quick little article about how freaking weird All Odds is, but I really think one little note that I put in there is that it really fits against Global Agenda well. Like Global Agenda is my quick and dirty, jump in the game, play a quick PvP match, get that fix in. But then All Odds is the jump in, run quests, explore the world, WoW type game.
The
But
MMO.
yeah, it's the actual MMO, the open world MMO that I want. It's like WoW, but it's different enough from WoW that I'm enjoying it. But yeah, I said that one night. I was like, man, it's cool and all, but I can't see playing it for more than a couple days a week. We'll do a static group or something, I figured, and just do that. But then like I swear to God, the next day I woke up and like first thing I thought about after while I was in the shower scrubbing my nether regions was
Oh my god.
no, not
Fucking
really.
hot.
I was like, God, I want to get back on All Odds. I wanted to jump back on and play, so I actually took a half day from work and came home and played. I was so sad. But
The thing that has me about All Odds is, it is a lot like WoW, and I liked, a lot of parts of WoW, but the PvP definitely sounds interesting, where the WoW PvP was not interesting to me at all.
Mm-hmm.
And the PvP, the end game is all PvP. It sounds like, and you run your own ship, astral ship, and then
You do
people
things in the ship.
Yeah,
That's
people.
my huge thing.
You have like a team or your group or whatever, and like you have your job to do in the ship to make sure everything runs smoothly. So that sounds really cool.
I always hate games where you get in your ship and you are
And you're
the
the
ship.
ship. Yeah.
But I mean, how does that work though? Do you guys know what the whole objectives are in the in-game
No.
PvP?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
I think it's
all I've read is that you man. I don't know exactly how you man things or whatever, but the part that had me with the huge boner was everyone has their own part to do on a ship, and you wear down the other ship, and then you can raid that ship and get booty.
like pirates. Yeah. I heard it's all out and out PvP. Like against your other side there, and
cool. But I know you've been
yeah, I
playing that
haven't
too. What?
so,
What was the
yeah.
class that you were playing, Shannon?
sorceress.
Sorceress. You've been liking
Yeah.
that?
I like the zombie robot. That's
Zombie
awesome.
I'm so pissed.
Yeah,
You
that there's
can be
not-
a zombie robot.
You can
Oh
be
my
a
god.
zombie robot.
How
but I-
cool is that?
I was so pissed that there wasn't a tank option for the zombie robots. But I mean, even though people said that you can basically tank as a healing class, but it's just I don't know, I
Not
wanted
the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. I wanted an actual tank, so I've been
Not like a warrior.
yeah.
Is
Well,
that-
I've been playing a paladin, so
Okay.
because I've heard they are the straight up tanks.
I cover what you've been playing, Shannon.
Yeah, that covers it.
You know what it doesn't cover?
What?
The fact that you got some shoes.
No, I didn't.
Well, you didn't?
She
No,
canceled.
I canceled my order.
Oh,
They charged my account, the whole amount, took it out of my bank account, and then the next day I got an email saying, "Oh, it's on back order."
Oh.
Of course it's on back order.
Well, I canceled because in the policy when I bought them, it said you will not be charged if it's on back order until it ships.
Ooh.
That's the way most places do it, like Amazon
Yeah.
and all, and
So I
GameStop.
called up right away and I just canceled out. I don't know. It made me so mad, you know, when, their upfront policy said I wouldn't be charged if it was. And the other thing is when I ordered it on their website, it said it was in stock. So,
Shady.
yeah, I was just ticked. I was like, you know what?
That fly-by-night
You
Adidas
want it.
corporation.
And anyone out there, I really want the Skywalker ones, the orange ones, and I can't find any place to order them from. So I know they're already released. If there's a link that I need to go to, let me know. I've been Googling, and all I can find are articles about it. I can't find, actually how to order them. I was going to order the white Stormtrooper ones. They're not the big, fugly, high-top ones. They're the
Use
regular.
my favorite
You
word.
just-
She called them
They just
fugly.
have a small little Stormtrooper insignia on the side, and they had their Star Wars on the back. And they were actually really cool. I might still end up buying those if I can't get the Skywalker ones, but I'm gonna not order them from the place I ordered them from to begin with. So
Shady fuckers.
tell me back order. What am I gonna?
Last time I ordered from Shady Shoe Sales.
Yeah, shadyshoesales.com. It's not getting my stuff.
Or shoesinthetrunk.com.
In a white van.
Shoes with the serial numbers scratched off.
Yeah.
Global agenda.
Okay, so apparently we were wrong. There's a boxed version of the game. Oopsies.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that.
Where's it available?
Actually on their site, shop.globalagendagame.com. There's a Global Agenda Special Edition box. I think it comes with some artwork.
Oh. Yeah, that makes more sense. I was like, why would you want a box if you have it on?
Yeah, it's got artwork and...
Maybe you're not going to play online. Maybe that's you want to.
You can't play Global Agenda
I know.
not
I'm
on.
kidding.
I
You
think
can
that's
actually
it.
buy it from Amazon too.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing it really comes with. There's an art book and a limited edition poster.
Well, it says product features compete in fast-paced multiplayer matches. Maybe that's only with the limited edition.
Well, the other news is GameSpot pulls its half-assed review.
The review is a 5.5 out of 10, which is pretty bad. So, of course, the Global Agenda fanboys are going to look into it or rage about it. But it was actually with merit that they rage about it because evidently there's some... I don't even know what the feature is, but evidently there's a feature in the game where you can look up another player and see what their time is.
Oh, yeah, it's actually on the main website.
Okay, that's what it is then.
Yeah.
And somebody looked into the guy who reviewed the game on GameSpot. Somebody found out what his character name was, and they looked him up, and he only had 6 hours in the game, and he had never been in an agency, never played in any AVA.
Yeah, and I read their review. He directly commented on EVA.
Yeah, so he was reviewing on basically a very small portion of the game.
So he reviewed the 6 hours of instanced stuff that he did.
Pretty much. And what the kicker is that I read somewhere that GameSpot actually has an internal policy now. I don't know when this was implemented or if it's always been there.
It's been for a while.
It's been there for a while. That you have to have, the reviewer has to play at least 30 hours of the game before review.
Ooh, that
So,
guy's
yeah.
in trouble.
Yep, he is. And GameSpot does not need any review controversies.
No.
I've never trusted GameSpot for my reviews anyway.
Me neither, not in a couple years.
I mean, for a long time, I've never gone there for reviews. I never even think about that website actually, anymore.
Not many people do. It's not to be real mean, but it's kind of not anywhere near what it was before the whole Gertzman thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually I'll take my combination of IGN, Game Revolution, and GameSpy. Yeah, Multiplaying. Multiplaying's number one.
Of course.
Multiplaying's number one. IGN's number two. Game Revolution.
Oh, yeah.
You lying bastard.
Also, I take I always take zero punctuation with a grain of salt because
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all comedy.
I know it's all comedy, but he does make good points.
He makes
Yeah.
good points about games, but yeah, the whole it's all shtick now. Like when he was first starting doing that, I think I probably commented on this before, but when Yahtzee started doing that, it was really like edgy and hardcore that somebody was actually ripping apart games. And that was cool. It was good that somebody was kind of doing that, but when you never really are positive about any game or any aspect of a game, it becomes very hard to take you seriously.
Well, then you're a person on the internet.
Then you're on the internet. But
Does he still review games?
yeah.
He does it every week. He just reviews games every week.
He just people kind of got over that, like as a
No.
thing to post.
No. He's still
Well,
huge.
Really? Okay.
He's still huge. I actually watch his reviews, but not as reviews. I watch them as comedy.
Yeah,
Because I've
it's
played the game.
It's damn funny.
He makes fun of stuff that there is wrong with the game. He will occasionally, like with Mass Effect 2, for example, he'll like make fun of the bad stuff, but then on really good games, he'll bring to light very briefly the good stuff, and then go back to slashing it.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
and that's the thing. It's funny, and like what you're saying about bringing up good points. There is those times where he'll say something that's a real good point that I never really think about, and it's like, oh my God, it's that's actually, if I think about it like that, that's a very good point as to why that kind of sucks that they did that.
So,
And what will crack me up is GameSpot will end up reviewing this, and it will get a 6.0 or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
they'll
whatever.
re-review it. And
Global Agenda is such a game that your perception going into it is really going to dictate what you think. If you do expect a full MMO, you're not going to be happy. But if your expectation is what it truly is, then I think you'll have a lot of fun with it.
yeah, and I went into it with no expectations and really enjoyed it. So
Yeah, me neither.
same here.
I love it. It's a blast. But I
I,
know, like we said, it's not going to be your MMO fix.
no.
no.
It's going to be your persistent type of, not even persistent for me because I haven't done any AVA, but just a shooter that you can level up your character. It's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, it's basically just FPS with skills.
Heck yeah.
Oh,
Our
right.
thoughts and prayers are with Justin Calvert and at this difficult time.
But our next Global Agenda night is actually going to be this Monday, February 22nd. Join up with Hot Mess. Make sure to join the Steam community at steamcommunity.com/groups/multiplayingnet.
And one thing too that some people have been doing, if you want to get in on the Hot Mess Guild, again we're very casual, but you can, if somebody's not on, you can send an invite at the agency little kiosk, and we'll accept it when we get in and check, and you'll automatically be in.
Yeah.
Just put a note that you from the podcast or something, and we'll go ahead and accept you.
Unmarked bills.
Yeah,
Brown paper bag.
we take cocaine.
Leela, you've got mail. It's not spam.
Huh?
We have a new review.
Shut up.
We do.
All right.
From That Whiskey Guy.
Sounds like Jason.
I haven't been drinking beer, that's why.
It was a 5-star called Friendly Gaming Fun. He said, found the new feed, yes, really, and have been catching up with the Multiplaying Gang's weekly podcast. Listening to these folks feels like hanging out with old friends, enjoying some company, some booze, and enthusiastically celebrating and ripping on games and gaming. Good times.
Yay.
Yeah,
I like that review.
thanks, man.
That's a really good one.
Thanks, Mom.
Your mom's the whiskey guy?
No.
Oh.
Well, gentlemen, no point in hanging around this dump any longer.
Wait! Where are you going? I was going to make espresso.
Show's over, folks.
You can't go! All the plants are going to die. Take off, eh?
Thanks for listening to Multiplaying, the companion podcast at multiplaying.net. Questions, comments, feedback, errors, etc. can be sent to multiplaying@gmail.com. We invite you to write a review on iTunes and visit our website at www.multiplaying.net.
We've made a lot of friends, shared a lot of laughs, often at the expense of others.
I think some people are going to be upset.
Let me just close this conversation by saying you are one unique individual.
Thank you and good night.
Dead Workers Party Network delivers the bacon once again.